Hello everybody, welcome to a brand new Let's Play series of Arthenex Plays The Long Journey Home. This game just came out and I've watched a review video and a couple of introductory videos, and I've seen probably about the first half an hour of gameplay. I also played through the tutorial, but I have not actually started a real mission yet. I have not jumped out of Earth's solar system, so this is going to be a blind let's play. I'm really kind of looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. It's got a lot of exploration elements, it's got some light combat and ship piloting elements, but it looks like a whole lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. So we're going to start a new mission. The way this works is that we are a test pilot crew. I shouldn't say test pilot, I guess a test crew. We get 4 crew members to take with us on a maiden voyage of a brand new starship. The goal was just to jump to the nearest star and back, but of course that's not what's actually going to happen. Instead, we're going to get catapulted to the other end of the galaxy, and we're going to have to work our way back. So we've got, I'm not going to read all of these bios, but I will mouse over them. If you are interested, you can pause the video and read them yourself. But we have several different types of crew people. Basically, from what I've observed, they can be divided into 3 kind of basic categories. We have pilots slash astronauts, these 2, which are good at flying things. Then we have scientists. We got a couple different varieties of those. We have an archaeologist, a botanist, a theoretical physicist, and a generic researcher. So we have 4 different science type people. Then we have engineers. These guys repair the ship. We have, I think, 2. Is she not really sure. Applied physicist. Maybe she's kind of originally had her classed as other. And we definitely have, she's an engineer. I guess he has some engineering as well, although he's also kind of a pilot. And then we have a few kind of miscellaneous. We have a corporate executive. We have a reporter. And yeah, I think that covers everything. So we should decide what we're going to take. I'm not sure what order they've been placed in, but we're definitely going to want a pilot, so let's take him. He can be our pilot, even though he disapproves of humanity's quest to reach the stars. We're definitely going to want, I think, an engineer. Looking at impressive, the odds are astronomical, but then isn't everything in space? So we'll take an engineer. So we have 2 people that don't particularly want to go on the mission so far. So we've got a few options for scientists. We have our theoretical physicist. We have an archaeologist. Let's take the archaeologist. And she's bringing a crystal skull with her. And then we got 1 more slot, so we can bring another scientist. Let's bring the reporter. Let's bring the reporter. So here's our crew. We have our pilot Malcolm, our engineer Alessandra, our scientist Siobhan? Is that how you say that? I don't know. And our reporter Zoe. Okay, so now we have 3 different choices for ship. We can take the Ulysses, which is kind of generic, all around good, nothing particularly great ship. We can take the Endurance, which is very not particularly removable, doesn't have a lot of device slots, but it's tough, and wow, I can't jump very far either. But it's tough, and it's got a lot of cargo space. Or we could take the Discovery, which is a little bit of a glass cannon type build. I think it's got lots of device slots. It's very maneuverable, but and it can jump really far. But it's got no cargo space, and it's so I guess and I haven't played this before. I'll just take the basic the basic ship. Then we have our landers. Again, we have kind of a generic one, which has pretty good hull, really solid hull strength and drill efficiency. Not quite as many device slots. Not quite. There's no maneuverability list on here, is there? I guess they're all the same amount of maneuverability. This one is, again, very weak, but it has a bigger fuel tank, so it can stay out for longer. Not nearly as much drill efficiency, but much higher probe efficiency and more device slots. More of an explorer type. And this one, let's see, same amount of hull tank, much less fuel, same drill efficiency, lower probe efficiency, lower device slots, and why is this? Why would I choose this one? I guess it can hold only 2 things of cargo, but it can hold 4 of each of them. Maybe there was a reason why you would do that. I don't know. It seems just worse than the Serenity, though, just looking at it. Alright, so we'll take that one. There's the seed that it's randomly generated for us, Prometheus. I guess we'll keep that one. And we'll hit start. So we got our difficulty. We can do green or red to start with. Maybe we'll do green. This game is supposed to be pretty tough, so I'll start a run through as this. If I somehow beat the game with this, maybe I should have I should have done a harder one, but I don't think that's likely. So we'll go ahead and do this. So this shows us the tutorial. I want to show you guys the tutorial. Sure, we'll start from Earth, at least for the first time. It won't hurt me to play through it again.
9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Tower cleared. We got a roll program.
Okay, so gives us a little blast off countdown as we blast our lander off from Earth. And then we are docking with our ship. So here's kind of the main screen of the game. We've got, this is us, this little triangle down here, and we are currently orbiting our Earth. So this game has, I don't know if you can call them realistic, but maybe quasi-realistic spaceflight mechanics. You can't just point your, you can always just point your ship in a direction and start firing your engines, and you'll probably get there eventually. But it's much more efficient. You do have to, fuel is a resource in this game, and it's much more efficient fuel-wise if you can manage to work with gravity instead of against it. So we have to go to Mars. You can see Mars is over here. So we want to pick a time in our orbit when our natural orbital rotation is taking us towards Mars, and then just kind of extend our orbit out a little bit. Could have done that better, actually. I wound up going kind of perpendicular to Mars instead of off of it, but at least I'm not going directly away from it. And you can see our speed over here, and normally we would just kind of fly directly. We wouldn't lose any speed. However, in this game we are losing a little speed, so we're going to have to boost a little bit in order to get there in a good amount of time. And we should be seeing it coming up anytime now. Where is it? There it is. So we're coming in a little bit high. So we gotta burn a little bit towards it. And then we'll slow down. And you can see that's our orbital ring, and when we get close enough we can engage the autopilot. Well, that could have been better, but again, still getting used to the hang of this, to flying it. Alright, so now we're going to land. So this tells us a little bit about the planet. It's a rock planet, low gravity, Arctic temperature. If it's gold lettering like this, it means we don't have to worry about taking damage from it. So let's go ahead and land, and you can see the lander. I mean, you saw it when we were taking off from Earth, but it's a little bit different when you're trying to land on a planet. So there it is. for the first 4 seconds, and now it gives me control of it. And I want to slow down my... This is low gravity, so it's not actually pulling me down that fast. But we still got a lot of horizontal motion. And the controls are very delicate on this thing. Let's see, so where are we going? We want to go to our right here. Yeah, there's the landing pad. Fortunately, I don't think lander fuel is a limited resource, so... I mean, it is once you're out there, but I think it just gets refueled when you go to the ship. But maybe it uses some ship fuel to do that. I don't know. Alright, so we're going to land on the landing pad. There we go. And now we can visit. And the flight control to lander. Welcome to Mars, IASA. Got your freshly brewed antimatter right here, ready for the transfer. So we're going to get a big EM tank, which is fuel for the jump drive. And then the boss wants you to test our new prototype shield generator while you're out there. Shouldn't have any trouble fitting it, and at least it'll protect against energy bursts. So that's going to give us some shielding, which is nice of them. Alright, so then we'll blast off again. And since there's nothing else to do on Mars, we'll just head out. Now, one thing I did do when I was playing around with the tutorial earlier is you can actually land on, or not land, but you can orbit and send your lander down to the gas giants in the system and pick up some hydrogen. But it will damage your lander if you do, because the convection or the wind strength on the solar gas giants is really high. And seeing as we're, well, let's see, we can check out our resources. It would give us some, so if we go to resources, we can see we have some fuel in here already. So we could go get a little bit more. We just got fully refueled, but I don't think we will. I think we'll skip it for now. So let's go to the lab. And this is where we can use the items we pick up. So here's IASA, experimental shielding. So when we have it selected, we can select the different items here. It will, each one of our crew member will tell us how they feel about using it. So she seems like pretty much this is just a fuel tank. Refueling our ship's tank doesn't seem to be a particularly difficult task. She says, give it to me, I will fill the tank. Okay, since you insist. And then installing the shielding is a little bit trickier. So our archaeologist doesn't seem too familiar with it, for example. But our engineer is like, all right. Whereas our pilot is like, yeah, I think I can do it. And they seem a little bit less confident. But we'll give it to the engineer. And we can also see the other items we started with. So we started with a medical kit, which can remove all of these conditions. And then Zoe brought her laptop, which triggers this. Alessandra brought some tools, which will repair devices, which I think is the ship, but I'm not 100% sure. This one will majorly repair the lander, which I think is going to be useful because I don't think I'm going to be very good at flying it until I get the hang of it. And then this is a crystal skull. This old thing, don't mind me, just keeping it safe from a couple of governments. Okay, not sure exactly what that means, but perhaps we'll find out sooner or later. Now, what was I gonna do? I was gonna say, who's going to fly our lander? Can I choose a new pilot for this? Here's the quarters. I thought there was a way to do it. Bridge. This gives us our ship. Database is our missions. That's our communications if we want to talk to aliens or other people for that matter. Where do I tell these guys? Maybe I can't do anything with it yet. Alright, so I'll check it again before I fly down my first away mission. Alright, so let's just head out of the solar system. And we want to do this and this at the same time, and that will boost our jump, and then we get the cutscene. Poof! Alright, so here's the cutscene for the intro to the game. Alright, and there we are. We've been blasted all the way to the other side of the galaxy, and we've got to fly through all of those star clusters to make it back home. One of our people has a concussion, and here you can see is our ship. As I move the mouse around it, it fires the thrusters which turn it. So this is definitely going to take me a little bit of time to get used to. So we're going to start flying through this debris here. Space folder malfunction. Where are we? This isn't Alpha Centauri. Sensors indicate something large in the debris field is trapping us here. Alright, so we have a white arrow here, which we're supposed to follow. I'm going to try not to hit our spaceship too hard. I think we already had that hull damage from the original accident. I don't think I've damaged. Just I know if I hit these things too hard, we definitely will get damaged. Looks like there's definitely, yeah, we do not carry any our velocity. Our velocity is not conserved. At least not too much as we fly through these things. Alright, so let's fly into here. Covelli checking in. I'm aboard the alien superstructure. Are you hearing me? So this is our archaeologist that went on board the superstructure. Yes. Copy that. Beginning exploration of the sphere. Everything's built to a much bigger than human scale. Much of it rusted over. Giant glass capacitors crackle with trapped lightning. No sign of life or presence. Suitits say air is ozone, nitrogen, a few unidentifieds, and okay, found a door. Power still seems to be on. Look like he's expecting some kind of signal. So we can try one of these. Wait, there's a computer terminal here translating everything I say into symbols. It looks like it might be compatible with our technology. Someone come and collect it and then try and send a signal. Alright, install the translation matrix. So we'll send the code. The door is curly open like a flower made of aluminum. Walking through it, endless tunnels leading in every direction, but soft blue in the middle of the room. Attached to the ceiling by wires. There's something inside of it, a glowing cylinder. I can't explain it, but it calls to me. Okay. Keystone, our souvenir from the sphere. Acknowledged. Should be able to free it with the plasma torch. Got it. Wait, the hum in the air is gone. The sphere is shutting down around me, returning to the ship while I can. Alright, so we got our keystone. Now we can leave. Since that apparently stopped the jamming signal. So we gotta find a clear spot to accelerate out of here. Here we go. Oh, nope. Yet. I can make that turn. Alright. Oh, still debris. Alright, looks like we might be able to make it here. Alright, so we didn't jump. We just left that area. That transitions us back to the main map. So here's where we just were. And there's a planet that we're coming up on. That we're in fact going to ram. Oh, this is another planet that we're in fact going to ram if we're not too careful. So let's go ahead and orbit this one, even though it's not the one that's marked on our map. Should be able to orbit it. Yep, here, that'll take us inside that. There we go. We're in that ring. Now we can orbit it. So let's see. So this is Cherganiov. So harmless, surface type rock, gravity average, temperature subarctic. So all of these things mean we won't have to worry about damage. Oops, I need to do that. So we can land. Let's use. So can we select a different pilot at this point? How do we do that? Oh, here we go. Alright. I have nothing to say at them. A poor's always loud top. All that hitting F5 and still no internet. That's hilarious. Everything hurts. Alright, let's send Malcolm. He's our pilot after all. And we don't anticipate finding anything, well, subarctic. There's, yeah, no life forms. Probably no reason to send the archaeologist, although if we find something down there, maybe we'll come back up and then send her down. So let's land. So we're basically looking to collect resources here. We're going to slow our descent. Whoa. Okay, alright. Looking good. Now this, I believe, is gas. So we kind of have to hover over this. A little bit of damage there. Alright. Definitely gonna take some getting used to here. Alright. Okay. Looks like we take damage when we're hovering in that thing. Maybe we shouldn't do that for very long. Alright, I think it looks like that's the only thing on this planet, so let's head back. We took a little bit of lander damage, but not too much. Hopefully the more I fly this thing, the better I'll get at it. That's the theory anyway. So yeah, we can see that there's the hydrogen was the only resource here, so we took a little bit of lander damage, which is unfortunate. Okay, so let's look at the map again. It looks like there's a planet and an asteroid field here. Let me just land one more time and see if that resource is still exhausted if I go back to it. I think it probably is, but might as well try. Yeah, it definitely still is. Oh yeah, see there's the ideal spot is where that thing is. Yeah, if I'm in there, I'm taking damage. Alright. Easy. 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 Nope, I can't mine it from there. I have to be either that or it's just completely out. I have to be a little bit lower into it. There we go. Looks like I took a little bit more hull damage though. Alright, got a couple more hydrogen. So we can turn that into fuel. Wow, look at all the hydrogen we have now. Let's go ahead and turn that into fuel. And then leave. Where are we going? We are going here. So we're going to want to blast off something like this. Maintain our... That's a much better transition than our one where we left Earth to go to Mars. Got a little ways to go. No point in wasting tons of fuel, I don't think, even if it means it'll take us a little bit longer to get there. We're gonna have to slow down again when we get there anyway. Alright. We'll let the planet's gravity capture us. That did not go the way I wanted it. Gravity there must be a lot higher than I thought it would be. That I shouldn't have engaged the autopilot quite so quickly. Alright, let's try that again. Slow down. There, that looks like a much better insertion. Let's wait for ourselves to get in here. Just got to be a little bit more patient. There we go. Finally. Alright. So, another harmless. This one has sulfates, magnesium, and helium. So, 3 different resources. So, it might take us a bunch of trips to try and collect everything here. Since it's harmless, we do want to get as many resources off of this planet as we can, I think. Like everything's over here on this side. That's nice. It has some vertical speed and horizontal speed indicators. That's helpful. I'm kind of gradually drifting left. Alright, so now I want to see if I can land here. It might have been a little bit of a rough landing there. What that shaking is that shaking damaging my lander? It definitely is. Do I have to... I cannot... I don't know how I can prevent that, or if there is even a way. Nitrogen absorber polluted. Great. Alright, well let's so far we've used about half of our fuel. The wind's blowing us west fairly rapidly. Oh, there's interesting. Looks like there's a landing spot there. Maybe we'll hold off on that. Bring our archaeologist back and try and grab that. In the meantime, getting better at this. Almost out of fuel. Alright, let's head back. And we'll come back again and try and collect the rest of those resources. Okay, so let's... Sure, let's send you this time. And you can land and try and check out whatever this mysterious thing is down here. It doesn't look like it's civilized, so maybe it's a relic of some kind, or I don't know, it could just be a like some sort of plant Ooh. Wow. Don't think she's quite as good of a pilot. I didn't seem to be getting the same thrust abilities out of her as I got out of my first pilot. So that was pretty rough. Our lander's down to half health already. Wind seems to be blowing a little bit harder. Every time I use the mining, it does damage. Alright, well let's land, see if we can get a little bit gentler landing this time. Great. Not what I meant to do. Alright, try this again. I don't think that we took any damage, however. Alright, so we can visit. This ancient forest has been dead for a long time. The wood is so rotten I can push my hand through any of these trees, and it comes back covered with what looks like tar. Not a single bug or leaf shoot to be seen. Sure. I found an ancient container, an ossuary, I think. Rotting wood, inside a few small bones, and one large polished one, all wrapped in red velvet. The wrist bone of Ptah, part of an ancient warlord. Sure. I'll leave the box behind. Doesn't look like it's worth anything. I wonder how many pieces of this guy that there are. Alright. Alright, well we got a little bit more mining to do. Come on. Come on. Okay, alright. I think I'm going to call that good for this trip, and we'll take one more trip down to go get the last resource deposit. Maybe I'll switch back to my pilot for that one. Let's just take a quick look at our... Wow, we're almost completely full over here, aren't we? Alright, let's use up some of this hydrogen. Make some space. And we have no room in the fuel. Looks like our initial jump out of here was actually free. Okay. Alright, so let's go to quarters, switch the lander pilot back to you, and land one more time. And hopefully we'll be able to pick up enough metal to repair our lander. Yeah, thrust seems much more powerful with him. But of course, it could be my imagination. I just wasn't thrusting correctly when I landed with the archaeologist. We'll have to try it again. Alright, easy does it. Try not to land upside down this time. Is that close enough? I guess that's close enough. This is the... huh. Again, yeah, took some damage. Alright. More damage. Still not really sure what's causing that, but I think hopefully that's enough. We got pretty much everything out of that planet that we could. It'll be interesting to see how much of the lander we can actually fix. Resources, lander bay. Well, we're mostly full, but not great. Alright, I think we are done here, however. Metal is going to be a fairly precious commodity, it seems like. Okay, let's head out. We still got an asteroid we can check out. Trying to tell if our trajectory, it looks like our trajectory is going to leave us a little bit short. I think we just have to fly into this one. As long as we don't miss. There we go. We don't have to worry about stopping. Alright, so these white arrows, I believe, show us where the mineable asteroids are. And we're jammed, which I believe means that it's going to be harder for us to leave when we're jammed. We get jammed when we get too close to these big asteroids. Oh, we're going to need the weapons in order to mine the asteroids. Okay, weapons are online. It's a pretty dense asteroid field. It looks like this one is closer, if the distance between the ship and the white arrow is any indication. There it is. It's blue, but I don't know if that tells us anything. So the weapons are broadside. You fire them into space. Carbonates. That sounds like a mineral. Is that another one? 2 carbonates. Don't see any more. Alright, looks like that was it for that one. Just nicked that asteroid. Nice and easy. Oh my goodness. How are we going to get through this? Looks like there might be a little narrow passageway right here that maybe we can squeeze through. Maybe? Okay. And fire. And fire again. Okay. Alright. There we go. Alright. So we're still jammed. Fly for a little while. Oh, here's the other. Alright, I think we should be good. Oh, no, no. Maybe not. Oh, we have to deactivate the weapons before we can leave. Right, okay. No, we should be good. Okay, I think we've gotten everything we can get out of this system. Unless there's... Nope. No, I think... Yep, I think we got everything we can get out of this system. We got first planet, second planet, and asteroid belt. So... let's jump. So here's our... We can jump to either of these two. Normal radiation, few liquid planets, many ice planets. So it looks like, if I'm reading this right, it's a red giant. It's got 2 frozen planets. That sounds promising. Frozen planets are probably not very dangerous. At least they don't have temperature danger. This one has 1 frozen planet. This one has carbon, silicates, and magnesium. This one has silicates and iron. Alright, let's try this one. It does have an extra planet. Alright, and here we are flying around this one. And here's our first alien ship, it looks like, that's catching us up. Today's damage report, nitrogen absorber polluted. Yeah, we knew that already. We have been intercepted. Hello. Who are you? Dark Mistress Zakaraza. That sounds ominous. Dark Mistress Zakaraza. Too many things to do. Too many. Ah, yes, you with the interesting flesh. We have a proposition for you. Our favorite consort demands a new slave. We will pay you to spare us the inconvenience. A simple matter, yes? Ah. Member of an industrious marsupial-like race. Alright, so what are they asking me here? Our favorite consort demands a new slave. We will pay you to spare us the inconvenience. What happens if I take this? Does that mean that... Or are we going to go try and find one of these? I think she's asking us to try and find one of these. Oh, I see. You find my consort here. Do not speak to the creature. Carnal advantages are so quickly weighed down by having ideas above one's station. Ha! Anyway, we have gifted you with a few credits for fuel, air supply, whatever it needs. Your full payment awaits you on delivery. Now go before it wrinkles. Alright, so it's a delivery mission. We have to take that and deliver it. Apparently we're slave traders now. Okay. So that should be in our lab. All these buggers look alike to me. I don't like these aliens just walking around our ship. My sensor scans show that it's indeed an alien life form. Not helpful? Sorry. Maybe I can show him our galaxy map, get some information out of him, her, whatever. So we're not supposed to communicate with it, but we're going to communicate with it. Database and map updated. Cool. We now deliver a flesh slave to our safe haven. Alien. They sound like places for trading. We might also be able to refuel, get repairs, and mend our injuries. Star system 20 Tari. Dark Mistress's location. So this must be like planet, system, star cluster, I'm guessing. Where resources, starport, interesting. Okay. Alright. I thought there was a way to look at the star map. We can manually add log entries. Oh, we have to type something here. Log entry. Received alien slave. Add. Interesting. Alright, that's kind of cool. Okay. Alright, well, I think this is a good place to end this episode. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed the first episode of the new Let's Play. If you did, I'd appreciate it if you'd like the video, as it will help let me know that you're interested in this game and future videos like it, and also help promote the channel, which I would also appreciate. So, I will be back tomorrow with some more of The Longest Journey. Until then, I hope you all out there have a terrific day.